Hey guys, it's the History Nerd, and we are back with another exciting episode of Europa Universalis 4 England. Let's go ahead, unpause, and find out just what exactly the world has in store for us. Let's just ensure that Spain is indeed continuing their fight with the French, which is good. We're still raking in quite an awful lot of money thanks to our wonderful, glorious positioning of owning this trade node. However, we know for a fact that Spain is going to be able to pretty much double our trade power once they get in there. Now, Orko, your suggestion of going up through the northern trade zone, I have a feeling is something that I decided I was going to do, which is why this guy was shifting trade up. So what I'm going to need to do then is shift this fleet out of Hatton Bank here, where it's just getting cray-cray, and then actually shift it up into the North Sea. I should have absolutely no issue in combating, if you will, or countering the trade power of Denmark, Sweden, and all these other people. There's no question that my trade fleet is strong enough to do that. So, let's go ahead and see if we can't not do that. So we'll send those guys there, and then we can take our fleet. And remember, we were making about 98-ish. Is this my trade fleet? Yes. Okay, so protect trade in the north. North Sea. There we go. All right. So once we'll give it until June 1st. Just to let everything get itself sorted, get a new month on the go. All right, and let's see. Actually, looks like my fleet hasn't made it there yet. So the Channel Squadron, which we really should, for clarity's sake, rename to the Trade Squadron. Only one D in trade. All right. So, I mean, our fleet should be there now, right? But I'm going to need a merchant there, aren't I? To actually get the trade to flow down into London. All right. That's going to be a loss of prestige, so we'll go like that. Let me see. Oh, I guess that doesn't really matter. We can take Mr. Bo here, and actually, can we just go, we are going to want to transfer to London, and we are going to want to take this dude and do that. There we go. So that's how you do it without having to send him home and back again. Although theoretically, considering the way this is going, it would be the same amount of time. But that is just one click instead of a bunch. And then I can forget about it. I can be like, you're done. That's good. We're set. Set it and forget it, to quote a rather annoying infomercial from the late 90s, early 2000s. So perhaps dating myself there. Who knows? Okay, so now we're shifting some trade down. We got some more manpower. That's good. And we're up to 44. So that's, that's pretty good, but it's still not as much as we were making here. But I guess in this case, it's guaranteed 44. Yatenga, whatever, because, 216, 540. Good luck, Denmark. Seriously, good luck. Once the Spanish come back in to the Western Trade Node, and perhaps I should have sort of done this maneuvering, once Spain was not at war with anybody. Are they at war with two nations now? They're at war with the Ottomans and France. So that's exciting. I would suppose the Ottomans' main goal here would be this. And it certainly looks like it is. So is this? Okay, that's Sicily. As an aside, I wouldn't have made Sicily and the Ottomans green. I certainly would have picked a different color for Sicily, but hey, I'm no game designer. Who knows? Oops. So there's Yatenga and Konian there, so we don't know what we're producing yet, but we'll know soon enough. Boop. Yeah, so I probably should have changed that once the war was done, but I will take the guaranteed 40-ish. Um, in the long run, that's going to be better, I guess. Although, well, you know what? Screw it. We're going to be doing it this way. And yeah, so nothing's coming in. We got a little bit of trade power, but, most of our trade should be heading up and around now. Right, because we don't actually have to push trade out of the Gulf of St. Lawrence or indeed Hudson's Bay. That's happening automatically. And so then all that trade comes into the North Sea, and we're like, it's ours. Sorry, Denmark. Ours. Taken. Deal with it. Let's take a look at this and how. I believe it was the shipyard. Was it not? So we can get a few more of these suckers built up. I mean, it's not going to be massive in the bonuses that it gives us, but it is going to be enough to at least get our force limit up there. So, 24-month, obviously if we cut spending somewhere, we save some money. But I think keeping it the way it is now should be fairly groovy. Regardless, I mean, we got enough money in the bank. We got 1,500 ducats. That's some good money. We got manpower out the yin-yang. Or out the wazoo, not the yin-yang. Okay, so we're going to have to go with dry docks in those places so we can get shipyards up. Come on, there we go. And let us check this. So we still need a bit of trade power in here. We don't really have the diplomatic points to be thrown around on more trade buildings, but we certainly could use them. That is for certain. So, obviously, things like trade depots and markets, and wow, okay. Yeah, we're going to definitely need to be spending some money there. Hey, look at that, Benin. Thank you, Spain, for the developed trade. Unfortunately, out of the Ivory Coast, but still within the trade zone, so that's fine. I don't think we really need to worry too much about the trade in Madagascar. That's kind of a staging point and not really a trading point. And then this guy should be collecting, and he is. Good. And the Portuguese have a bit of a trade advantage over us, but, we can buff that, I would imagine. Oh my, those things are nicely developed. We can definitely get that up there with some of them. And we got about 4 other buildings, so we can concentrate on getting some more trade power built up here. There we go. Slowly but surely, we're going to be developing that. And then way over here, man, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I think we'll just let it on autopilot. We don't have all that much in the way of land over here anyway. We've got this little chunk and then these 2 things here, which, for whatever reason, we're not able to join Newfoundland. That wasn't even a sentence. Quality entertainment on this channel, that's for sure. Okay. And then I guess we've even got stuff further east or west, depending on your perspective. Oh no, Octavius Clinton has died. Well, he gets a state funeral, damn it, because dude did some good service for us. That's for sure. I wonder, we got the porcelain here. Leaving the trade zone, yeah, that's fine. But what I'm thinking is we could get... Oh, where is it? Arsenal Manufactories, is that it? Yeah, we could get a trade company going here. That would be good. And I would imagine we could probably get some more trade companies going in here, too, if I can afford to actually build them. We can't build it there, but we certainly could build it in Elephant Hills. That would help. I think. I imagine that would help. I could be totally wrong on that. And I would imagine also we can get quite a few trade companies going in India itself. So we'll look at doing that at a later date. Man, Spain, you're getting tore up. What happened? You used to be a threatening world power, and now now I feel like we should kind of jump in on this war. I don't have the manpower in place to do anything effectively in the colonies, although British Mexico might. They've been kind of my go-to force. Who are you allied with? Portugal. That would be a little frustrating. We got the African forces that could do something. It looks like the Ottomans are getting involved in Africa as well, so that could be a concern. As a typical response to different kinds of problems, obstructionism was a frequent behavior in most nations, at least until the Age of Enlightenment arose in the most advanced Western nations of the European continent. Whew, that's quite the read. Yeah, we'll take the increased thing. I'm just looking for some more protectorates to develop in the region. We can't get Mali, which is a shame, but we could get Hausa here, or even Kanem Bornu. Not sure, what their trade goods are or anything like that, but we've got the diplomats kicking around, not really doing anything. You're too technologically advanced, huh? Well, that is a bit of a piss-off. Oh, I guess you guys are Muslim. You're not, African. That seems wrong way to put that, but that's how I'm putting it. Protectorate of the Netherlands. Oh, but you are Christian. Of course you are, Congo. I remember that. You are joined up with the Spanish. There's not really any. Oh, we could go with these guys, couldn't we? They don't like us, so all we need to do is just improve our opinion with them. So we will do that. We'll improve relations, and so all we need to do is just get that up, huh? Okay. We'll see if we can get these guys as a protectorate. That would be pretty cool. That would be a fairly strong power. Oh, wait a second. Now I remember. Get into China. Right. And we were going to go with the Ming, weren't we? Because they're not allied with anybody. What forces have I got in the region? I've got the Indian forces. And that's about it. Okay, let's take a look at the ledger. And is that going to help us? No, we're going to need military. There we go. Country, sort by alphabet, and let's go find Ming. Ming, 23,000 infantry, 6,000 cavalry, 11,000 artillery. Level 19. That should be a pretty easy walk for my potentially level 30 military. I think the Indian garrison here could actually take them on. We'd have to dump 10,000 infantry. So we'd really, oh, geez, 12,000 infantry, 8,000 artillery. That's cutting it close, isn't it? Let's see, what would we want? We'd probably want Nanjing there, or Beijing maybe? Or we could go with Fuzhou there. What would be a good port to get? I mean, we could also take more than one chunk of land, too. Even if we could get, like, Nanjing there, Suzhou, Hangzhou, and Anqing. That would be a pretty good colony, and we'd have two important centers of trade. That would be pretty groovy if we could pull that off. The question is the military strength. Because I could... Well, I guess I could just bring the Royal Marines in, couldn't I? These guys would be ready to fight. So that would be... That could be actually fairly effective. Okay, let's rebase the Marines over to India. You guys get to see the world. They weren't kidding when they were telling you to join the Navy. Oh, right, okay. Let's go there, 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 and then there. Perfect. Set sail, lads. And I would imagine that this expires 1801. Yeah, we'd be able to get into Ming before 1801, I think. With our economy, you know, somewhat sorted, I guess. It's stabilized, really. Although, if we take a look, even out of the special buildings, just our basic production buildings here, we could get some workshops going, although the return on those is not going to be all that great. Counting houses, treasuries, that would probably be a good thing to put in at least London. Yeah, we'll slap one of those guys down. And then we should head back to Africa here and work on getting our trade buildings up. We will go... What were you? A diplomat? We'll go with a new diplomatic candidate there. Why not? I guess those guys could probably use a market, but trade depots, canals. Canals would be good in the Gold Coast. And a road network, maybe in Benin. But... would that be worth it? What do we got there? Trade value. What are you producing? Ivory. Yeah, that would probably be worth it. Or even a whatchamacallit. Well, that won't give me trade power. This is going to get me trade power, so we'll do that. We could probably do with a little bit of a boost in trade power in some of these Indian regions as well. Apparently not. They're set up as best they can. Man. We could get a post office, which would give us local trade power of +3 and local trade power of 50%. So what I would want to do is put that trade power, thank you, or that post office, in a trade port. So an important center of trade, you could get a post office, and that would help. So we're going to do that. There we go. And really what I should do is just get 10 more transports. I don't need more ships. I do not need more ships. Okay, let's get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go 6. No, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. There we go. So that should be 20,000 troops if I've done my counting correctly. And it is. All right. So we'll get ourselves prepped and ready for an invasion of Ming once the Royal Marines show up, and that's, you know, going to take them a little while, I would imagine. They're rounding South Africa now, so that's good. Won't be too much longer. Spain is just absolutely getting decimated. You deserve it. I wish I was a part of this, but, you know, I'm not. Which is sad, but holy crap. 82,000 men? I guess it makes sense that they'd be going to war against Mali. Wow, 83,000 men with another 44,000 up there. Whew. Ottomans is scary. And they're, you know, appropriately big enough to be scary. So, good on you, Ottomans. You're definitely not the sick men of Europe in this timeline. Oh, Austria, what are you up to? Bohemia, Augsburg, Baden, Bavaria, Brandenburg, Frankfurt, Münster, Oldenburg, the Palatinate, Pomerania, Switzerland, Trier, Württemberg, Savoy, Siena, Tuscany, Bar, Denmark, Sweden, and Ukraine. Plus a war against Lithuania that they're, you know, kind of winning. Not a surprise. That's got to be some kind of imperial war going on. Poor Austria. Alright, are the Marines here yet? My god, it takes them forever to get anywhere, doesn't it? Poor Port Ivory there. Oh, look at that. They've been renamed after our colonies. I'd like to serve on the Golden Mountain. That would be an A-OK ship for me, I believe. Yatenga, you guys are really not all that impressed with joining England. Why can't you be more like Konyan there and, you know, just Just chill. Accept it. All right, so the Royal Marines definitely took some attrition on that trip, as did the Mediterranean Fleet. So we'll just let those guys repair. Yatenga, that could be why, because you're actually sitting on something that is pretty freaking valuable. What are you making? We don't know yet? We'll find out. Units suffer casualties. Ooh, invest in new technology. Let's get that plow. And we're on to the Enlightenment next, so that's exciting. 4 years ahead of the time, that's fine. What's the next thing? Enlightened despotism. And then a revolutionary empire. Well, I don't think we'll be going for either of those. Constitutional monarchy seems to be working fairly well for us. 51 gold a month. That ain't half bad. We're almost done here. So we'll let that go up. I guess we're well above our current manpower limits, so that's not going to get any higher. And I'm okay with that. The heck does British Mexico have a claim on Ceylon? No, Konian is producing ivory too. They're just more accepting of British rule, I guess. What are you doing? Are you trying to get into India? I mean, I appreciate that. I would love to see British Mexico actually get some land in India. That would be great. We'll put a military candidate in charge of British Mexico, considering they are the colonial powerhouse of the Commonwealth. Our colony in British Mexico has decided to form their own assembly in order to take control of tax legislation and budgets. They claim that these matters are better handled locally, but it seems suspiciously like a first step towards independence. Well, that's fine. I mean, they don't have much, if anything, of a liberty desire, so they can do that if they want. I'm okay with that. It might mean less money directly for England, but hey, that's fine. Show the Ottoman superiority. I don't think so. I don't think that is going to be what we're looking to do. Are we getting close to there? Slowly. You just keep working your magic. We can improve relations by 22 more, so that's really not going to be enough to get us up there. We're going to have to send him a gift. How expensive is that going to be? Quite a lot, I would imagine. Oh, maybe not. Whoops. $350 ducats to gain 25 relations for 60 months. That's not bad. That's fine. That's something to mull over. All right, are we ready here? We're set. We're ready. Okay, let's get you off trade and send you into port. I would imagine we'll see a bit of a dip in the amount of money we're making. Let's just see how bad that's going to be before I decide to commit to this crazy action. That's fine. Hardly noticeable. 10 ducats a month. We can accept that. All right, let's see. Ming is still not allied with anybody. So we are going to want to go for, I think, either Nanjing or Hangzhou. And Nanjing is producing Chinaware, so that's better than fish. We've got enough fish. Let's do this smartly, shall we? No reason to treat this like CK2. We can just get our units on ships and send them to the Yellow Sea. No, to the Yangtze Delta. There we go. Oh, why? Why are you guys taking the super long route that's just going to cause my troops to die? It's too late to change it, really. One of the greatest and richest men in Great Britain has died without an heir. Oh no! He was a well-known patron of religion and the arts. The state needs the money. No, you know what? Well, we're not going to use any of those guys, I don't think. Well, let's take a look. We don't actually have any. That could be why we're making so much money. Well, we will take that because he's cheap. We'll just take the money. 2. And I don't really want to spend 20 ducats a month. just to get our colonial rage or diplomatic reputation up. That's a waste of money. We don't need the points. We don't really need the diplomatic relation increase. So we'll just roll with what we got. Yeah, sure. It looks like Korea is getting finished off by Japan, with Muscovy obviously heavily invested in the region as well. So we've got our first fleet showing up here. That's good. We can declare war. We want Nanjing, I do believe. There we go. Anybody willing to join us? No, that's fine. Take our transports and unload them. And that's going to be nice. Once we take the port of Nanjing, that'll send that Ming fleet out, and we can do with it as we please. Although it does concern me having the fleet here taking 0.7%. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Where is the other fleet? There it is. Where did they... Oh, okay, they're just hiding. Alrighty, and now with the Royal Marines, we'll put them into Hangzhou. And we're going to look to get these regions here. Yeah, that's going to be obviously pissing off a few people. In fact, we might just try to cut Ming in twain there. They're already pretty hacked up. So, you know, we'll just hack them up a bit more. That is concerning right there. Inspired by our belief in divine supremacy, our missionaries are proving to be more convincing in their quiet chats with the unbelievers. Good. How is this going? We don't have a general, which is kind of what concerns me. And maybe we should send them there. Although that could be all for naught. Yeah. We don't actually need a general here. That went smashingly. Come on. And then where have they got more ports? There is not going to be all that effective to blockade. But I'm thinking if we send the Mediterranean fleet up here, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's send the Mediterranean fleet on up into the Korean Bay. Or the Bay of Korea. Okay. We will recall that diplomat. And I guess, yeah, we got that guy coming back home as well. All right. So 0.7, 0.7. Our ships should be just fine the way they is. Oh, are we... Wow. Okay. So we could raise war taxes and actually put that up to full spending. And then really not have any concern at all about the Ming army. I feel like a bit of an idiot for not noticing that before. But it is what it is. And all things considered, you know, things are going pretty well. The Mediterranean fleet shouldn't have any sort of problem taking on that. That should be easy if we have to. But we shouldn't even need to. Alright, those garrisons are slowly shrinking in size, which is good. Thank you. And it looks like the Netherlands and the French had a bit of a falling out, which is a shame. Konya actually finally revolted, which is, you know, surprising. It took them this long to do it, but hey, Thanks for waiting. I guess we can invest in regimental systems, which would help bring down our land maintenance. That would be okay. Because what are we looking at? Impulse warfare. And we are 7 years ahead, so we can absolutely safely put some points into our defensive ideas. All right. Next up, Battle of the Yangtze Delta, which wasn't much of a battle at all, and this guy's not going to be posing any sort of risk either. We'll go into Anqing there and see how things go. And now these guys should be able to go into Nanjing and repair if they need it, and they're fully repaired. So that's good. How are these guys looking? They're looking good. We haven't lost any ships. That's really all that matters. Oh. The nation of the Hansa, your faithful ally, is requesting that you come to their aid in the fourth Hanastic purge of Danish heresy against Denmark. This is a war that they have started. Denmark is allied with Riga, Burgundy, and Bohemia. Netherlands is defender of the Catholic faith and will protect Denmark. If we decline, we will lose 25 prestige. Well, Hansa, I don't particularly want to get myself involved in a Holy Roman War. Let's just see if we can't take a look at the situation here. Denmark, Bohemia, Augsburg, Baden, Bavaria, Brandenburg, Frankfurt, Munster, Oldenburg, the Palatinate, Pomerania, Switzerland, Trier, Württemberg, Savoy, Siena, Tuscany, Bar, Riga, Burgundy, Netherlands, Liege, Dutch, Peru, and California. None of that seems tempting. Now, perhaps California and perhaps Dutch Peru, but neither one of those, we don't have a land border with California, so it's not like British Mexico would be able to just stomp into the region and take it. We have no interest in getting involved in Dutch Peru, and I doubt, British Columbia would feel inclined to invade the region. And all in all, that seems like a war. What have they got out here? They got some little chunks of land out here. Anything in the Caribbean or, not really. That is not looking like a good war. I'm going to be totally honest, and I'm going to be a bit of a dick in my, declining of this call to arms, but man, that just seems like a war that I don't want to get involved in. Religion in the Holy Roman Empire. Hey, let's just take a look. So, I mean, most of the empire is even Protestant. Bohemia is certainly Protestant. I don't think this is a good idea. It's not particularly something I want to get myself involved in. So no, I feel bad about that. I do, but such is life, really. All right, so looks like Ming here is trying to make a game of this, and I don't appreciate that. I do not appreciate them coming along and being like, "Hey, foreigners, what are you doing, taking our lands? I'm going to keep the Royal Marines down here in Hangzhou, and then we'll just kind of work our way around 5th of May, 6th of May. That is upsetting. And I don't have forced march, right? So yeah, we're not going to be catching those jerks. What to do? Those 237 men certainly aren't going to be able to hold them off for long. I don't want a river crossing penalty. Well, what we're going to do is we're just going to send these guys in. Because we had no problem with an army in the 30,000 range. We shouldn't have any problem in the 40,000 range. And they're already taking quite a few hits. You know, despite the horrible terrain we're going over, river crossing and the terrain here, but we're just slaughtering them, is really all it is. It's even worse than when the Spanish were kicking our ass last century, or at the beginning of this century even. So that's fine. But this episode is already going a little bit longer than I had intended. But we're doing good against the Ming, so we'll continue to do good against the Ming. I guess do well would be the way to put that. We're not exactly, you know, doing good objectively. I mean, it depends on your point of view in that case. Regardless, that is a good place to leave it. So, we will go ahead and save. Thumbs up if you have enjoyed the video. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Thank you all very much for watching. And we'll see you next time.